I found a doll at the fridge, and Lori's drawings were lying next to it. It wants to look. It wants me to look at it. Okay. I know it wants me to look at it. There we go. Got it. Okay, we got its name. Now it's opening. As you can see, our MC Frank is an alcoholic based on his military time. For those who can't read military time, it is 11:03 p.m. We grabbed our jelly and drank it down, which will be important for later. Second Spooptober game for you guys. For a moment, I thought I would be stuck here playing Office Simulator. If I wanted to play Office Simulator, I'd just play Stanley's Parable at this point. But guess I had to turn and get off the chair. Achievement unlocked.
I have to turn off the lights, or the cleaning lady will grumble again.
I had to turn off the light before leaving for some reason because of the cleaning lady. I'd say fuck the cleaning lady, she's just being a bitch at that point. I got out and walked along the hallways only to be reminded that we are sleep deprived because these doors are directly talking to us, only for one of the doors to close on us, tempting me to open it. Just out of curiosity, because I think it must be the office slut Cheryl that's banging Sam at the back. Or is it Sam the chick? Who knows? She's all game at this point. Getting bored, I went towards the elevator, punching the ground floor, only for it to stop. Partially opening, I pressed the call button, freaking out over the power outage. Must have been that heat wave that probably knocked it out. Oh god, definitely not in Kansas no more, they say. I tried to punch the call button again for someone to talk over the intercom to us. Yes, I see that. The elevator's stuck. I'll try to do something about it. Oh god. I'll try to get out. I just want to go home to my kid, my wife, unless this is just purgatory at that point. The lighting starts to turn on as I pressed another button only to see an eye. While the operator speaks to us, I continue to press some more buttons and see some more eyes. If you're fed up with this music, you can enter. I did what the operator said and pressed the numbers, only to see that we have to start the generator ourselves in this creepy boiler room. You know they're underpaying the operator since we are doing the job for him. Start the generator. I continue down the winding dark hallway with the bloodstains on the floor. Excuse me. V8 juice. It's just V8 juice that the operator is slugging around and got on the floors. I open the door only to find that the operator himself is actually just sitting pretty this whole time.
Look in Mitchell's lock.
I went over towards the coffee table and grabbed the small key which opens the locker room. And I know we have to go through Mitch's locker to grab a coin, but because the game allows me, I decide to check everyone's locker so I can silently judge what each and every person has. Found a couple of female posters and one male poster, and some crayons, making these people's lives boring as hell. As I leave this room, I put the coin in the vending machine to hand me someone's pass while the operator decided to sit on the edge of the sofa. I went into the random door with a vending machine only to find a strange creature staring at me. I'm sorry, I tend to prefer tacos, not wiener dogs, sir. Yeah, I cannot get that. I cannot, no! Stop! I tried to hand him a drink, hoping he would at least cool down. Yet, he still judges me. So I decided to bring the bottle and drink it down myself. I found another valve, turning it as we continued back to the elevator, only to find the operator just sleeping. I realized I did not turn on the generator. I only turned on some valves. I left the operator's body and went back to the generator. While we got that done, back to the elevator, only to find a television with some crayons. Turn on the television, hoping for some shows, but nope, just some strange home videos. The elevator acting up as I messed with the television only for it to ding. Only to find The operator man just reading with the static TV on. I tried to push the buttons in hopes to close, cause I really do not want to disturb his private time.
Come on, I just want to go home, man. What now?
After pressing stop a couple of times, it finally closes while the eyes judge me. The door opens in hopes to escape this wretched hell, to find out it's the fridge again, and more eyes staring down at me. I feel exposed down here.
We're going somewhere else. Let's go ahead and somewhere else.
Unsure what to do next, I tried my best with the buttons again, as the elevator around me slowly changes, and I really did not notice that. Only to get the great idea to jam the numbers back into the eyes, giving me a sense of privacy again. Yet of course I'm not sure what to do next. I tried my best to stop, but it doesn't abide by my orders. But as I look back at the television, only to realize that the numbers on the corner of these pictures might be my ticket for getting out of this place. I input the numbers only for it to ring, opening to a world full of bodies. I went towards the vending machines to see if something comes out. Yet nothing happens. I chicken out, going back into the elevator hoping we would get out of here. Yet, of course, nothing happens as I step over the bodies and notice some random spazzing body out in the middle of the sea of bodies. I see another vending machine and another spazzing individual.
Go, leave me alone.
Not entirely sure what to do next. I wander around the area trying to figure out what to do, and even tried to hug the spazzing individual, only to realize that they run away from my MC. I guess he doesn't wear deodorant at that point. As I peer closely into the broken vending machine, only to find out there is a hand that we can take from here. Not exactly the choice of food that I'd want to eat. No thank you. I went to every broken vending machine, collecting the hands and going back to the elevator.
Okay, we got the hands. Solve the riddle with hands. Hands?
Although I have finished the task of grabbing the hands and now they're stuck to this beautiful abstract painting, I still don't know what to do with it. So another 30 minutes of me just staring at the painting as if it's like the Mona Lisa. Yet I think this is way better than the Mona Lisa, to be honest. So the riddle goes like this, that every number that you see on the hand is the order of the code. And the code is based on the number of fingers on every hand. Yeah, that's basically it.
Oh, we got it. There it is. I was staring at it. I was like, wait a minute.
As we finally leave Purgatory, we see the random doors talking to us, meaning that we really need to sleep.
I get run over. No! No! It aided us!
A fucking fridge! Only to find out that RMC's wife is in the hospital, and something is happening to her.
Oh no.
I got to the hospital, but tried to exit because I wanted some hamburgers, but was locked in. I sighed and went back to the front desk, asking for where our wife is. Only for the nurse at the front is a lazy ass hat.
There are a lot of you here who need something, and I'm the only one here. You can't have a normal lunch anymore.
Hey look, bitch, I just want to know where my wife is.
What kind of people are these days? They have no upbringing. No hello, no goodbye. Everyone owes them a favor. Here's the phone. You call and find out where your wife is, and I'm busy.
Bitch.
I tried to turn off the computer in order to get her attention, or hopefully to piss her off, but nothing. She just stares into nothingness. She must be pissed by the fact that she has to deal with a smelly individual who does not put deodorant on. While I dialed the contact number, I realized I kept calling gynecology, when in actuality I was supposed to call the oncology department, which is the cancer ward. But here's a montage of me just struggling throughout the beginning
Yeah.
parts of the game.
Can't,
The fuck's going
damn. Can't read the number in the oncology.
on? Whoa, 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 whoa. Stop.
Damn. Can't read the number in the oncology department.
This is very... Yep, this feels very safe. The hell?
As we finally figure out the number to the oncology department, finally, which should have taken at least 5 minutes, only for someone to speak on the other end.
Can you please tell me which room Chloe Guilt is in?
Sorry, it's my first day. I don't know all the patients yet, but I haven't seen a chart of a patient with that name. You can try asking in the archives.
Asking.
There you go straight.
He gives us some very vague instructions, which leads us into a case file room,
God, why is it smoke? Wrong.
only for some of the case files to be read wrong.
Wrong.
Not entirely sure what that means.
Wrong.
I kept walking only to find the red fridge again. I moved towards it only for it to disappear.
I'm back.
I continued on my way, only to bump into Miss Asshat again.
Busy. Here is a list of recently arrived patients in front of you. Look for yourself where your wife is.
I went through the doors,
Oh,
only
God.
to see a bunch of shadow people in line.
going on?
I tried my best to get ahead of them, but could not, only to remind me of that feeling of being in the DMV. Finally getting to the door, which opens into the cafeteria. I decided to go through a bunch of other doors at the back of the cafeteria, only to meet
I really hate that.
one flesh individual in this area.
Have you seen my wife here? Her name is Chloe. She must be around here somewhere.
Yes, there was one here, but she was transferred to another place.
Oh, okay.
You know, I don't have much time left. Could you bring me my son so I can look at him one last time? Is
Aw.
here somewhere in the hospital?
All right. But after that, you're going to tell me where you transferred my wife.
Where is my son?
I agreed to get his kid from the maternity ward, following the signs along every area, only to end up in the maternity ward and grabbing the kid out of the carrier. And yep, not suspicious at all. Just stealing a baby from a maternity ward
The baby
and not looking suspicious at all. I went back to the disfigured man and handed the baby to him.
Now tell me where my wife is.
Go forward. Right.
Nice.
And
Tells me
right.
how to get to my wife, only to run into the asshat nurse again.
There's my wife in there.
Then you need a certificate from the head of the department. Also a certificate from the treating doctor. And pick up your wife's things from the storekeeper on duty.
Out of all the time she decides to take any kind of action, now is the time. Really, Miss Asshat. I did as she said, grabbed every piece of paper and crap I needed. Even got the vault keeper his seltzer, while also breaking into the doc's room, who clearly is sleeping on his desk with V8 juice all over the place, while I grabbed the certification.
It seems that all the documents are in order. You can see the wife.
Miss Asshat led us through, only to lead us into a room with 3 red individuals in front of our wife's body. Went over, only to see them again, and disappearing. And there she was, on the table, lifeless.
No. And the nurse. Wow. No, his wife. She passed away.
We arrived at our wife's funeral, only for a relative to get pissy at us, and her creepy relatives with red eyes.
Why is everyone staring at me? Stop!
I get the feeling they don't really like me.
Weirdly subconscious. Stop it!
We see our wife's beautiful
beautiful
face,
wife, whose
and
face
based
I've
on the
never
lack
seen.
of features, I'd assume our main character has some form of aphasia at some point. Closing the coffin, only for it to go Kaioken. I decide to test my sins while the priest goes delirious. I grab the prayer book from the room that's only open and said our Hail Marys as she tries to kaioken our ass.
Stop it, bitch! You're gone! Oh god, oh god.
Only to defeat her as the coffin burns. Guess she can't go Super Saiyan Blue.
For sermons.
After watching my wife's coffin burning, I decide to go ahead and draw a pee-pee on the floor.
Wait. It's a rocket ship, you guys.
We somehow got outside, and based on the bodies crowded around a particular grave, we have to go in this hole.
Hi, everybody.
Only to find the priest just sitting on the coffin, muttering to himself. We ignore him and decide to explore the area, only for the priest to talk in the background again.
It's me. In my head, it tells me to kill you.
Okay. Then let's go after him.
I tried my best to figure out what to do while the MC dies a couple of times. Sorry, Frank. Only to find out that we could actually hide in the coffin. And I also picked up a priest cross along with it. Not sure what it's for.
It's me.
I decided to go back to the preaching room.
Yep.
I saw another coffin that I could hide in. I see him pass my character and ran in the main area and hid in the coffin again. I waited out for a while and saw him go into the other room. I waited on him again for him to come back. I went into the other room as I ran, closing the door behind me, and ran to the next coffin, waiting on him to pass.
The next day.
Yet nothing. Scared of the uncertainty, I knew that I could not stay here since I have a video to edit. So I run into the halls blindly, not sure where to go, fearing that he would just pop out of nowhere. I hid in another coffin, expecting him to show up anytime soon. Yet, nothing. Taking another shot of courage, I run off, only to end up in a room full of coffins with zero gravity. Didn't know that the cemetery was based on the moon. And look here, we found a key. As I continued to walk, only to hear some steps, but I couldn't tell where it was, so I decided to hide again. But of course, knowing that I need to finish this, I left, ignoring the steps against my better judgment. I continued to walk down the halls with the footsteps still in the back of my head, only to end up in a room with a shade of red, which shows us the key to the bell room. I wandered around some more, only to recognize the room, and realize it's the preacher room. I decided to hide, thinking that he would probably be around this area. But of course, nothing happens, as always. I ran towards the main room, and decided to hide in the coffin since I heard his steps pretty close. Yet as I look over, I find out that he is actually stuck on the door that I closed on, which was something just very menial, meaning that I did not have to hide at all. And with that information, I decided to book it towards the bell room, opening the locked gate and running as if my life depended on it.
All this time, he was just glitched.
And RMC decides to pray, for some reason, with a bell.
I made it.
The end. The funeral chime. Wow. I was like freaking out where the guy went. But guess what? He couldn't... He's like glitched. He couldn't get through the fucking gate. I was like, wow. Oh man. Wow.
We're back in Frank's car, traveling back home. We stopped by the cafe to get some directions and coffee.
I need to close the door. Hello?
Oh, it
How
looks like
far
him.
away is RazVizla?
Straight through the woods. You can get there in 10 hours if you don't want to get lost. Left through the woods. Might be faster if it's not close.
After getting some directions where to go, I decided to go ahead and sip my coffee and also checked if they had anything good for breakfast.
Mushroom onions. Well, these are like standard foods, obviously.
After judging the food, I decided to go ahead and hit the road. Only for our alternator to go bad.
Damn, the generator's dead.
God damn it! You gotta be shitting me.
I don't think I'll be able to make it to the city with this kind of breakdown.
Okay, so what
I'll
now?
have to go back to the gas station involved.
Are you serious?
I head back to the cafe to see if we can find a place to fix it.
My alternator's gone bad. Where's the closest car service around here?
On their way to the crossroads, his brothers had. They repair cars.
And for some reason, he suggested we go to some backwater Hicks place to get fixed. Yet as I approach the area, for some reason our MC decides to go ahead and break into the barn,
Let's take this car then. Ah, fuck you.
which I think is trespassing, which can land an individual in jail if you think about it. I tried to search for whatever's in this barn, only for some people to walk around. Yet they seem to only just inhabit around the perimeter of the barn. But here's the thing, I did not realize that the alternator was here in this barn, though I thought we had to go outside of the barn into that random house that we saw just a while ago. Since I did not realize that the alternator is in the barn, here's just a montage of me just wandering around. While I got bored playing hide and seek with the locals around, I decided to go back into the barn, only to find out now that the alternator was here. And again, this whole thing took about 30 minutes of me just walking around the crop fields. I went out into the fields, slightly stepping back every time the green light approaches my MC, as I booked it towards our car.
There's not much gas left. It is better to fill up before a long journey.
We find ourselves back in the cafe, entering into the cafe shop and asking for some gas.
He and his brothers are driving around with their pickup truck looking for the thief who robbed him.
I mean, to be honest, Frank did commit trespassing. I'm just saying. And he did steal something from the Anger brothers.
Problem. Fill up as much as you need.
We filled up the tank, and off to the road we
Well,
go.
they weren't really nice, so I don't know what to say. I can't believe I spent the majority of my gameplay just running around the cornfield with 3 crazy hicks just chasing after my character.
Only to find that red fridge again. The person waves at us,
No.
as if they're asking for help. But my paranoia got to me, so I decided to
I will run
run her over. Only to find out she was actually essential to moving the story along.
What happened? Are you alright?
The pickup truck whizzed by and dropped the refrigerator. I tried to dodge it and crashed into a tree. Can you give me a ride to the nearest phone?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, of course. Get in the car, and I'll give you a ride to the gas station.
Can you take my daughter's doll out of the car? Please.
Okay, fine.
Doing here so late?
I was treated in a town nearby. My husband was supposed to pick me up, but he was very busy on the road. I bought a doll for my daughter so she wouldn't be so bored at home while I was in treatment.
Oh. Was this his wife?
As I came up to the cafe to call 911,
My God.
only for her to freak
It's him.
out.
That pickup truck? It's here. I'm really scared. Could you please call the police?
I made the call. people and a pickup truck caused a traffic accident. I think we should call the police and an ambulance for the woman.
What woman? The Indians have damaged the telephone line. Sheriff is on his way. You can report it to him yourself.
I get back to the car only for the passenger seat to be empty. We drove around a bit, only to see a monster following our character with strange noises while it stands in front of us.
My God. I should turn off the headlights.
I closed the
Maybe it
lights
won't notice.
and they went towards the police officer, and this was the perfect time to go ahead and book it again.
No, I think you're just sleep deprived at that point.
Although it decides to follow me, and I had to keep turning it off and on in order to lose the creature. We somehow got away from the creature, and the only goal that we have is to head back home.
Wow, that was... It was with his kid. Aww. Aw. And there was a woman there. Wait, did his daughter die along the way?
I wake up only to find out that our MC now is living in squalor, drinking his beer and watching television while his kid is just minding her business with her crayons, which makes the whole situation sad.
Hello, Frank's repair shop. Yeah, you can bring it in today. $29.98 and $12.50 for East Road.
As he continues to go ahead and drink and watch television, wasting away his life and drowning in self-pity, the client is already here. Clearly the delivery person is blind because the door is
I brought the
open.
refrigerator. It freezes really badly and makes strange noises. Could you see what's wrong with it?
Yeah,
We
sure.
take down the refrigerator down to the basement, figuring out what exactly is wrong with it. I took the screwdriver from the toolbox and checked on the red fridge.
The liquid compressor. Compressor seems to be damaged. It's covered in something viscous. I need to call to order a new one.
But before I call whoever I need to call, I decide to go ahead and take a leak.
Oh!
Oh, I'm sorry. I really have to pee. I'm leaving now. Okay, I'm sorry if I scared you.
Yeah, dude.
As the weird man runs off, doing something really not suspicious, we go ahead and call whoever we need to call for the parts.
Hi, it's Frank. I need a compressor for the refrigerator. Same as last time.
What? No.
And looks like he's hitting some hard times based on this conversation. RMC continues to drink himself, only for his kid to beg him to play hide and seek. We play hide and seek with his daughter a couple of times,
Found me again.
only for the third time, he fell asleep.
Everything closes.
Yet as we woke up from our slumber, I only realized something. Deep in the pit of my stomach, I realized what the red fridge meant.
So that's why the red fridge was so...
Lori, where are you?
Only to be greeted with the red fridge again.
No, 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 no.
No. She closed herself in there.
Leading us back to the first part of the game, as we spell out its name from the beginning, only for my suspicion to be correct.
Hopefully. No. No! Oh my gosh! Not only did he lost his wife, he lost his kid. Wait, Chloe Gil... I thought her name was Lori.
And if you think about it, the wife seemed to be off on her own in her treatments, while Frank is probably just using his work to not worry about her, in which he did the same thing with his own daughter, because all he wanted to do was just forget about the death of his wife, which in turn leads to the death of his own kid, landing him in jail due to negligence.
Didn't even pay attention to what's going on. Now he's all alone now.
I'd say that this story hits really hard, and it's something that can happen to us at one point. Because a person may seem fine at the outside, but sometimes their actions says otherwise. Just like what's going on with Frank. And that's what I want to say here, is that don't be afraid to seek help, my degenerates. Don't pretend things are fine when it's not. I also did not expect that this game to hit me in the feels that bad, especially if it pertains to the death of a loved one. In Frank's case, it's two. I think also maybe the lesson here not only is to find help when needed, is to appreciate every moment with your loved ones until they're gone. It's easy to forget that in this cushy life that some of us live, and how medical care has lessened most deaths and extending our lives to almost live forever. We have to remember that at some point, all of us will die. So, go ahead and spend it with a loved one, you guys. Even if it's just a weekend or a day. Because one day, they will be gone. Anyways, if you guys really enjoyed this game and you want to try it yourself, check it down on the Steam link below. And I also want to thank again for the creator of the game to hand me the key. I am utterly grateful and I really enjoyed the game. 5 out of 5 in my books. And again, happy Spooptober. If you enjoyed this video, I do recommend checking last week's video, which is Mortuary Assistant.